Oh, thank you, Stefan. Really, just I'd love a chance to speak to you. People want to make money. I think crypto is a great way. I've made a lot in Hex and Pulsechain. Richard Hart is releasing Pulsechain soon, and that's going to be a great investment for people. So, yeah, sorry to take up too much time.
Is there a question that you had, or mostly a comment on crypto?
Just really a chance to speak to you because I'm a long time fan. I don't like the way the world's going, but I mean, I've made a lot in Hex, and I think Pulse Chain's the next great speculation that people can get into. Hex might keep going. I think the whole Bitcoin market's going to come down a little bit from here. The China ban worries me, but I hope it's nothing to worry about. They do this every year. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
every
I don't
time I see
know.
a ban, I just see a buy the dip thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do this every year. I think it's just because of that. You know, their property firm is going under, so they don't want everyone pouring money into that.
Well, yeah, I mean, a ban on crypto is a confession that your economy can't compete with digital, right? And yeah, I think that the issues in the I did a show many years ago, Chinese not going to recover particularly well, and the demographic issues are pretty crippling. And you know, it's easier to get people to stop having kids than it is to get them to start having kids. It's one of the great tragedies of sort of the modern world. So yeah, I mean, and the fact that a totalitarian regime doesn't like crypto is, to me at least, the biggest advertisement for crypto. If they were like, yeah, more crypto, yeah, let's replace everything with crypto, I'd be like, wait, what are we not getting about crypto that makes it so dangerous? So yeah, they it's like if the psycho girl doesn't want to go out with you, she's just helped you dodge a bullet, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I can't agree with you more, man. I
But tell
love
me a
this
bit
stuff.
about, sorry, since you seem to be a bit sort of casting about for topics, would you mind spending a minute or two schooling me on whatever this pulse chain thing is?
Oh, Pulse Chain is basically a clone of Ethereum that Richard Hart is launching, and Richard Hart created Hexcoin, which is built on the Ethereum network. But because Ethereum gas fees have got too expensive, basically he's just making his own Ethereum network, and that's going to do. You know, if you get in early on that, that's going to do a thousand, 10,000x like Hex did. I think. Yeah,
Do you know what the story is with the Ethereum gas fees?
I think just because it's the network's so busy now. Really, I can't think more than that. Maybe, yeah, it's just because it's busy. Richard wasn't happy that some of the stuff they done doesn't help Hex because we do real work on our chain or something. But I think it's just because it's busy. I mean, once the bear market comes, which it eventually does, because everything goes to overvalued, then undervalued, then overvalued. You know that will bring the fees down.
Yeah, it's almost like they didn't plan for success. It's always a big problem. Like, you can get something to work locally. I remember when I was doing database programming, it was one thing to have a couple of users on a LAN, but when you started to get people on a WAN, that's when the robustness of your code works. And it's almost like they didn't quite plan for it being successful, which is something that, I mean, if you have entrepreneurial people around, if you have a good board of directors, if you have good people who are, that they'll say, okay, so the only way this thing gains value is with the network effect. So have you simulated a million people trying to do something, or 10 million people trying to do something? I remember having to stress test my own code, not with a million people, but certainly with five, 700 people, which was sort of fairly big for what I was doing. Of course, this is like 25 years ago. And so I guess my question is, I don't know if there's an answer. It's like, okay, well, where was the oversight to say, Yeah, it's great if you've got 10,000 people using it, but what if it only gains real value if millions of people are using it, and how's it going to work then? And I just don't really feel that that was done, if it was, or what the environment is, but something was missing.
Yeah, I don't know really because Vitalik said that 5 cents or something was too much for a transaction. So now we're at $50 or $100 a transaction and about 150 to end a stake. I was looking recently. So I mean, I hope they can work this out, but I just go where I think the best speculation will be. So I think Pulsechain is going to be where you're going to make the most money if you get on that early.
Now, I'm sorry to sound rude, but it always bothers me when people just say it's going to be a big return on investment, because then it's just hoping other people buy it, which is not the same as, okay, what problems is Pulsechain solving that Ethereum has failed to solve? Like, how is it going to overcome the issues that Ethereum has?
I'm not sure exactly because I'm not like a programming expert, but apparently whatever they're doing is somehow making it so the fees won't be a lot.
Well, you don't have
I'm
to
not
be a
sure.
programmer, right? You don't have to be a mechanic to know which car goes faster, and you don't have to be a programmer to know that they've at least got this problem in their sights and have some innovative way to try and solve it.
They were complaining about they'd done on Ethereum. They had done something that had made like real work on your PC to do the stakes had made it more expensive. I really do need to work on this more. Like, I really do need to understand this more. But yeah, basically, Pulsechain, they are trying to make it so it won't be too expensive to do your stakes and do all the things that people really need to do.
Yeah, because I
I'm
mean,
sure.
Ethereum was sort of poised as, like the cheaper Bitcoin alternative in a way. And I mean, I spent a lot of time setting up NFTs on Ethereum, which to some degree became somewhat useless because it was costing more. Like I set up to sell my book, my novel, on the lead up to the Russian Revolution. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, nobody's buying it. Oh, why? Well, because the fees are higher than the book.
Yeah, well, also, you're going to get a copy of all your ERC20 tokens that you've got on Ethereum. You're going to get a copy of all of them on the Pulse chain. So all the hex you've got on Ethereum, and you'll also get airdropped a little bit of Pulse for the Ethereum you hold, but it won't be very much. So that's just a great speculation.
Right. Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, I mean, I would love. I don't know if I'd love you to have a debate with Richard Hart, but you'd probably agree on everything. To be honest, you're both, very high, very intellectual people. Um, yeah, but that would be great if you and Richard Hart ever had a chat. Are you aware of him at all?
I've heard the
He
name. I
does.
don't know much about him, though.
He he's just. I don't know. He was like a businessman. He made a little bit of money, and then he made more in crypto, and now he's. I think I didn't realize how rich he was. He actually is a multi billionaire now because he bought Bitcoin back in the day, and now that would be worth 22 billion, and he owns about half the hex supply, so that's another fucking 80 odd billion or so. So he is a serious multi-billionaire.
Well, might be an interesting guy to chat with. All right, well, thanks. I appreciate that. And yeah, I guess everyone keep your eyes peeled for good opportunities. All right, Mr. Marcus, if you want to unmute, you had a question as well.